Hi students, today we are going to discuss the kinetic theory of gases. What is kinetic theory of gases? Means here we are studying the properties of gases in different levels, means macroscopic level to microscopic level. That is, the kinetic theory explains the properties of gases, that is macroscopic properties in terms of microscopic properties. What are the macroscopic properties? The pressure, volume, and temperature. These are macroscopic properties. We are going to study the macroscopic properties in terms of microscopic properties. What are the microscopic properties? The basic microscopic properties are speed of particles, gas particles, mass, momentum, and the energy or kinetic energy of gas particles. These are microscopic properties. Here we are studying the macroscopic properties in terms of microscopic things, that is speed, mass, momentum, and kinetic energy. Let's start with the basic assumptions of this kinetic theory of gases. What are the necessary assumptions? These are also called the postulates of kinetic theory. What are the basic postulates? Means in order to study an ideal gas, the properties of an ideal gas, the gas must assumed as like this. The first assumption are all gas particles are very small, tiny particles, very small. These are known as molecules. And also the particles move in zigzag path inside any container. The particle motion is in zigzag path. They are collide each other as well as they collide the walls of container. And also the size of particles is almost same irrespective of the material whatever contains inside that one. Suppose if you consider this, all particles are same size or identical. Here, even though it is a molecules of H2O, water, or the molecules of CO2 or molecules of some other H2O plus CO2. Here the molecules treated as identical and they are very small. And the next important property is the size of gas molecules negligible. I'm already told you. And the volume of gas. Here, whenever I speak about size, we have to discuss about the volume of the gas. What is the volume of the gas? The simple thing, the volume of gas is the volume available for molecular motion. The volume available for molecular motion means whenever the gas particles are moving inside any container. What are the empty space here? That is the available space to move particles inside this chamber. That is also equal to the total volume of container, minus the volume occupied by all gas particles. But here the volume occupied by all gas particles is very less, very small compared to container one. This is very less. This way we can neglect this step. This way the volume of gas is almost equals to the container one. Means the volume of gas particles is very less. And another assumption is all molecules of gas collides elastically. The elastic collision takes place. Means whenever collision occurs, the collision is elastic, nothing but here the momentum is conserved as well as the kinetic energy is also conserved. The momentum conservation, kinetic conservation must be holds good in this collisions. That is elastic collisions. And also the collision takes place between two molecules as well as walls of the container. The walls of the container. And also due to the continuous collisions, there excesses pressure inside the container. The pressure excites inside the container. And the next important assumption is during the motion, there is no interaction between or among different particles. no interaction, should not consider any interaction, either like electrostatic or some other nuclear. There is no interaction between two particles. That's way, in this case, the potential energy vanish. There is no potential energy. Why? Because the potential energy nothing but the work done to bring a particle or a object to from infinite to that space. There is no any forces acting inside this container other in this space. Thus way there is no work done is required. The particle freely moving inside the container, and the potential energy term, whenever there is no interaction, the potential energy term vanish. Thus way the total energy is in the form of kinetic energy only. Here also the same thing mentioned here. The kinetic energy of all molecules equals to the total energy. The total energy. And also another important assumption is when a collisions takes place, the the time of contact is very less compared to two successive collisions. Two successive collisions, nothing but the time taken between two successive collisions, nothing but if a particle collide like this, one to one collision takes place. After that, some time, the time taken for next collision, that is the successive collision. Compared to the successive collision, the time of contact is very less. That's why negligible here. That time between two successive collisions is called relaxation time. That is called relaxation time. The next assumption is we already discussed the particles inside the container in moving zigzag path and random fashion. That's why in this case the particle collides another particle and changes its direction. Means velocity changes like this and again collides walls of the container, again the collision takes place. Zigzag motion. That is also called Brownian motion. Continuous random motion. The Brownian motion nothing but the continuous random motion. And also consider that the particle size is very small. Whenever the particle size is negligible, then obviously you can neglect the gravitational forces. Here also we neglect gravitational forces. Gravity is negligible. This way, if you consider a container the molecules, different molecules. If gravity consider we here more number of particles at bottom side compared to top side, but here that is not the case. They distributed uniformly and take volume of the container uniformly distribution takes place. Why? Because the gravity is negligible. The last one is in order to define an ideal gas, they must be satisfy all gas laws. Those are called ideal gases at all temperatures and pressures. All temperatures and pressures. These are the important assumptions. These are important postulates of kinetic theory. The next concept is the pressure exerted by molecules on the walls of the container. How much pressure exerted along x-axis, or we can calculate a three-dimensional. The pressure exerted means the force is exerted between the molecules as well as containers. In such a case, the pressure is developed inside the container. Here we are going to calculate the pressure exerted like this. Whenever the gas particle is here, moving with velocity v, the mass is m, the velocity v, the momentum of gas particle can be taken as mv. Again, it reflected back with the same momentum mv. The change in momentum can be calculated as mv minus mv. Why? Because here the velocity direction changes. That's why that is opposite to initial direction minus mv minus mv is 2mv. That is change in momentum. That is change in momentum. The momentum change of particle is 2mv. Here we consider the volume of n particles. Generally, the volume nothing but the area into length. Length is again the velocity into time. Here also same thing. Here area into length. The length is again velocity into time. Thus with the volume can be written as the volume of n particles. The volume of n particles is area is a, the length is v dt. V dt. And the next consideration, this is also important. If one or if unit volume contains n particles, we consider one unit volume in this space. If it contains n particles, for total volume we have to multiply with n. That's why this term we multiplied with n. That gives us the total volume of the gas particles. A N V delta T. Now, on an average, the particles moving towards the wall is half of the n, that is n by 2 into AV delta T. The next one is we calculate n by 2 AV delta T, that is the total number of molecules. If the momentum change per each particle is 2 mv for total number of molecules or the total number of particles, the momentum is 2 mv times the total particles. 2 mv times the total particles. Whenever you can calculate momentum, you can easily calculate force. The force is the rate of change of momentum. The rate of change of momentum. That's why whenever you move delta T to the left, the remaining term 2 will be cancelled. The remaining term is mn v square into a. So the pressure nothing but force by area. The force by area, whenever you write force equation in this equation, mn v square a will be cancelled. The remaining term is mn v square. This is about 3-dimensional. If you consider along one particular axis, that is 1/3 of that value, 1/3 of mn v square per, here we are calculating per unit value, nothing but by v. Means along x-axis we calculated here, that's why v suffix x square. That's why the pressure equation is very important. 1/3 of mn vx square by capital V per unit volume, that is per unit volume. Here m into n, the mass of one particle, and there are n particles. This can be written as P equals to 1/3 of capital M. This is the total mass of the gas by V of small v x square. The mass by volume is nothing but density. That's why here 1/3 rho v x square. This is pressure equation for a gas excited inside a container. P equals to 1/3 rho vx square. Or another format is 1/3 of mn vx square by v. This is calculation is per unit volume. We remember this is per unit volume. And the next one is based upon this concept, we can attempt this question easily. Pressure of ideal gas P is. What is the pressure of ideal gas? This is not the equation we derived. Rho, here the velocity represented as c. Here we always consider C RMS rather than C averages. The average velocities may be 0 in particular distances. The averages may be 0. That RMS never be 0. That's why the velocity is always taken as in RMS. Either in this fashion or in AC currents also, we consider only RMS currents. Why? Because RMS currents never be 0. Here the remaining options are 3/2 rho CV square and none of these. The correct option is B. The correct option is, just to derive the equation like in this fashion. The next one is gas laws. What are the gas laws? The gases which obeys all these gas laws are said to be an ideal gas. What are the gas laws? The first one is Boyle's law. The next one is Charles' law, Gay-Lussac's law, and as well as Dalton's law. These four are very important. A gas which obeys all these gas laws, they are considered as an ideal gas. Let us start with Boyle's law. What is Boyle's law? What it states? The Boyle's law, nothing but the specific condition, that is, It must be at constant temperature. The condition is constant temperature. At constant temperature, the pressure is inversely proportional to volume. P is inversely proportional to volume. Mathematically, you can write like this. P is inversely proportional to V, or you can write PV is equals to constant, or P1 V1 equals to P2 V2. Obviously, you can write P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. This is the basic form of a Boyle's law. Suppose in this diagram, if you consider in this diagram, at particular temperature, the temperature is constant. That's why this temperature is constant. The mass or for a specific mass, the V and P graph or PV graph represent like this. As P is inversely proportional to volume, it gives a rectangular hyperbola in this fashion. Here, if you observe this one, the pressure increases. Whenever the pressure increases, the volume decreases. Means in here, whenever you compress the piston, the volume decreases. Obviously, the pressure increases. One is inversely proportional to another. This is the basic form of Boyle's law. And the next, second one is Charles' law. This is also at constant pressure. At constant pressure, the volume of gas directly proportional to temperature or absolute temperature. Here we remember absolute temperature. The V is proportional to T. V is proportional to T. Or you can write V by T is constant. Or you can write V1 by T1 equals to V2 by T2. For two different temperatures, absolute temperature and volume, the equation can be replaced V1 by T1 equals to V2 by T2. For example, here, if you observe this container or this chamber, here the pressure is constant. Remember, at constant pressure, this law obeys. At constant pressure, the volume is proportional to temperature. Because whenever temperature increases, the volume increases. Whenever temperature decreases, the volume decreases. The graph between VT graph, how VT graph will represent? As it is linear, it gives a straight line to us. A straight line given by this VT graph. Next, move with another gas law, that is Gay-Lussac's law. What is the Gay-Lussac's law? At given mass, here also a particular given mass, the P is proportional to T. Nothing but the pressure is proportional to temperature. The pressure is proportional to absolute temperature. This is Gay-Lussac's law. Here, as it is linearly proportional, here also we obtained a straight line. The PT graph is a straight line. P by T is constant, or P1 by T1 equals to P2 by T2. The condition is very important. We remember here which component is constant. For a given mass of gas at constant volume, we remember here the specific condition. You should keep in mind the specific condition is constant volume. If you observe this diagram, as temperature changes, as temperature decreases, here the pressure decreases. As temperature decreases, the pressure inside the tube decreases. Whenever the temperature increases, the pressure inside the tube increases. Whenever the pressure increases inside the tube, it expands. And hot sunny days or summer, we observe some damages, a burst of the gas, gas tubes. This is basic form of a Gay-Lussac's law. The P is proportional to T. Which component is constant here? Volume is constant. The next one is Dalton's law. What is the Dalton's law? This gives us the total pressure due to mixture is sum of individual pressures, that is P1, P2, P3 and so on up to Pn. Here the Dalton law describes about the mixture of gas that is equal to the sum of partial pressures. The pressure due to first one, the pressure due to second gas, third gas. Whenever a gas satisfies all these gas laws, that is said to be an ideal gas. It's said to be an ideal gas. Let's discuss few questions based upon these concepts. According to Boyle's law, which is correct option? Yes. Here, Boyle's law studied as previous constant. That's why the first option is correct. Or this can be also written as P is inversely proportional to P. If you move B right side, the P is inversely proportional to B. That's why the correct option is G. Let's start with the next question. The necessary conditions for Boyle's law. The Boyle's law satisfies only when temperature is constant. We discussed is at constant temperature, PV is constant or P is inversely proportional to V. That's why in the given options, the correct option is at constant temperature. Let's move with the next question. V is proportional to T. States which law? V is proportional to T. The V is proportional to T means it relates volume and temperature. At constant pressure, the volume is proportional to temperature. This is Charles law. This is Charles law. Therefore, the correct option is D. P by T constant gives us P by T constant represent which law? P by T constant represent Gilshoff's law. We already discussed the P by T constant. This law is also holds good when only at constant volume. We remember volume is constant. At constant volume, P by T is constant. These are the basic laws, gas laws. The total pressure of mixture of ideal gas is sum of individual pressures. That is nothing but the Dalton law. That is nothing but the Dalton law. So the correct option is Dalton law. The next concept is very important concept. The ideal gas equations. Here I have three different forms. That is, if you define ideal gas equation, the basic ideal gas equation is PV is equals to RT, or for N moles, PV is equals to nRT, or if it is mu moles, PV is equals to mu RT. Here for 1 mole gas, you can write PV is equals to RT. For N moles or for mu moles, here again for mu moles, PV is equals to mu RT. And also you can write in another fashion. That is 1 mole gas contains Avogadro number of atoms. That's why here PV is equals to RT for one molecule of ideal gas. You have to divide with Avogadro number. For if you divide with Avogadro number, R by Na represent K, that is Boltzmann constant. That's why you can write this equation as PV is equals to KT. PV is equals to instead of R by Na, here I wrote K into T. For N molecules, the ideal gas is PV is equals to NKT. PV is equals to NKT. And the last form of ideal gas equation is if we write for in terms of mass, for 1 gram of gas, ideal gas, for 1 gram you can write PV is equals to RT, where R is specific gas constant. If you write for m grams, PV is equals to m. Right? M grams, PV equals to m. All these three different forms are very useful to solve problems. PV is equals to mu RT, PV is equals to NKT, PV is equals to MRT. These are the basic concepts. These are the basic concepts in kinetic theory of gases. In next class, I will discuss few more concepts from this topic. We'll meet again on next class. Thank you all.